Stewart and Erica Halliday from Ben Nevis Angus at Walker in New South Wales. I'm actually 5th generation and our kids are 6th generation here. So my family actually came out here from Scotland in 1860 and the house was built in 1860. So we've been here all that time. We breed Angus cattle and we breed breeding stock, but we aim to produce cattle that are the highest quality meat with the most nutrient density. And so we do that through genetics and environment.
As a stud stock breeder, the plans we make will take 2 years to come into fruition to go to a commercial operator as a bull. And the bull then conceives with all the cows, and that'll take another 3 years. So it's a 5-year plan for the steak that you see on your plate.
In that bull, we're packing a genetic package. We're trying to take care of environmental factors, so we're working on cattle in the future that have less methane emissions genetically, as well as meat quality and efficiency and making sure that they've got a kind temperament. You know, there's a whole lot in that genetic package that gets transferred down through the generations. Sometimes we feel as farmers that we're being blamed for climate change when no one has more at stake than farmers. And I don't know a single farmer there isn't trying to do the best by the land. You know, we're living and learning, but if anyone's going to make a real difference, it's actually going to be us farmers. The most natural way to take the carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and put it into the soil is actually through plants and photosynthesis. The way that plants increase that rate is by being cut or damaged. So you could either get a big machine and do that, or you could do what nature intended and use ruminants like cattle to eat that grass and to add dung and urine and fertiliser to it as well, and actually make that plant sequester more carbon, like a big pump, and pump carbon out of the atmosphere and put it deep into the soil where it does good.
There's a lot of miscommunication out there that the cattle are the bad guys in this. They are actually the solution because they're the only ones that can eat grass and convert it to food.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, there's a taproot.
Yeah. So we use many species of plants and some deep taprooted to get in and break down the soil and allow the microbes more space in the soil and allow the carbon to feed the microbes within the microbes.
And the greater the amount of root systems and microbe activity, the greater the ability to capture water, and therefore the faster the plants grow, and it'll hold water better. So it's a real drought resilience approach.
2019 was really brutal for us. So we got a mini tornado, bushfires, and the worst drought in living history. In that one year, it all culminated. And for us, it doesn't matter how hard we try to prepare and plan. There are still going to be those incidents that just knock us for six. So.
And we sent 600 cows down into Victoria on agistment, and we fed 600 here in a containment. And what that meant was hand feeding them every day, and we had enough budget for that to survive for at least 12 months. We ended up feeding them for 18 months because of the severity of the drought, and that really blew us away. One of the biggest challenges we had was water. Greatest plans ever, but even without the stock on one of the places, half the place didn't have any water at all, and it's never happened since 1860.
The things you love about being a farmer, you know, that isolation and being in nature is great, but sometimes, particularly in those stressful periods, it can get very lonely and very isolating being a farmer. We actually got a load of hay and a load of water, and it was amazing how that made us feel as though we weren't alone, and you know, just that someone was there supporting us.
It was the kindness of it. It was amazing, and then a load of water free, because at that stage we had no drinking water.
We were so blown away with gratitude that someone cared about us that much to help us in that small way that we really wanted to give back. And so an opportunity came up to be a director on the board of Rural Aid, and they wanted representation from farmers. So I put my hand up to try and help other people to feel the same way. Part of the work that we're doing with Rural Aid is through counselling and mental health. And we're trying to reach out to those people and say you're not alone, and to walk along beside them as they go through some of the trials and tribulations that happen when you're a farmer. And I think that Mates Day is a really important time for people to acknowledge and appreciate farmers and what they do. Because, as you get that steak on your plate, you don't realise it's taken 5 years to get that piece of steak there.